to this virtual roundtable conference with Uttarakhand Tourism, hosted by the Times of India Group and Lonely Planet Magazine India on World Tourism Day 2020. My name is Primrose Montero D'Souza and I'm the editor of Lonely Planet Magazine India. The tagline for Uttarakhand is Simply Heaven, and for many of us, visiting Uttarakhand, it has been like finding heaven on earth, whether it is in Rishikesh or spirituality or Vipura. In walking in the footsteps of incredible wildlife in the Jim Corbett and Rajaji sanctuaries, or among the hospitable Garhwali and Kumaoni people, Uttarakhand is always about finding yourself in the vast expanses of the Himalayan foothills. Today, as India slowly rediscovers domestic tourism and we begin to explore different states, Uttarakhand is definitely high on our radar. This state in the lap of the Himalayas is at the forefront of welcoming visitors with guidelines and protocols in place. I now call upon Mr. Dhanush Veer Singh to invite Ms. Sudha Natarajan, Director BCCL, and Mr. Partha Sinha, President BCCL, to welcome our esteemed guests.
मुख्यमंत्री जी, आपका once again स्वागत है। सतपाल महाराज जी धन्यवाद। हमारे मंत्री जी आपका स्वागत है। दिलीप जावलकर सर आपका स्वागत है। आप ही का धनुष हूँ, उत्तराखंड का टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया के उत्तराखंड के ब्रांच हेड होने के नाते, उत्तराखंड का निवासी होने के नाते, और जो मैं हमेशा उत्तराखंड में बड़े गर्व से कहता हूँ, एक कुमाऊं रेजिमेंट के सैनिक के बेटे होने के नाते मैं आप सब लोगों का आज इस सेमिनार में बहुत स्वागत करता हूं। मैं इनवाइट करता हूं श्री पार्था सिन्हा, हमारे टाइम्स ग्रुप के समूह के प्रेसिडेंट को, जिनने केवल आधे दिन के नोटिस पे अपने शेड्यूल से टाइम निकाल के हमारे साथ शामिल होने के लिए एग्री किया। टू प्लीज कम एंड वेलकम the Honorable Chief Minister and the Honorable Minister for Tourism. These are two people who you can be rest assured, sir. I work closely with them. You cannot imagine their passion and their zeal for taking this state to the next level. Welcome, Partha, sir.
Thank you, Dhanush. Very good morning to all of you. On behalf of the Times Group, it is a privilege to welcome Honorable Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Sri Trivendra Singh, Minister for Tourism Uttarakhand, Sri Satpalji Maharaj, Tourism Secretary, Sri Dilip Javalkar, esteemed panelists, a couple of whom are also my very dear friends, and everybody who's attending the webinar. We all know today, 27th September is the World Tourism Day, but today's webinar organized by Uttarakhand Tourism and the Times Group in association with WWM is not just about celebrating the day, of course. It is to address the underlying issues and opportunities which are being faced by the sector in the current scenario. We are in the middle of a pandemic, and possibly it has cast the biggest shadow on this industry. Every single advisory around the pandemic talks about reducing travel if it's not necessary. On the other hand, this sector, holds tremendous growth potential in terms of contributing to the economy as well as creating employment. I think as of 2019, 4.2 crore jobs were created in the tourism sector, which was roughly about 8.1% of the total employment, according to reports. And we all know today, this is as much a crying need in the country. My friend and a panelist today, Prasoon, is passionate about Uttarakhand. And I remember he and I discussed many times the possibility of spending time in Uttarakhand as a food for the body, mind, and most importantly, the soul. So Uttarakhand, with its bounty of wildlife, natural locales, homestays, we have one panelist here who runs a beautiful homestay, and welcoming approach. It remains a pioneer in the travel and tourism sector. And having opened the sector once again, the state is looking at creating an intelligent answer to the challenges thrown by COVID-19. Creating jobs, opportunities for livelihood, economic empowerment of women, youth, and local communities have been the main strength of the state's tourism sector. This also contributed in helping protect the region's culture and heritage, which is massive. And rightfully then, today's theme focuses on rural tourism in the region. An interesting pointer here, we all know that lockdown happens centrally, but unlocking is happening locally. So maybe the smaller units of the society have better answers to the challenge. I take this opportunity to congratulate the Chief Minister and the team in taking ahead a number of unique initiatives to beat the pandemic and its effect. The people in the state will get a chance to bounce back. I'm confident that today's roundtable is the right platform for key stakeholders, along with the esteemed panelists, to deliver it and take forward the issue of rural development and tourism economy in Uttarakhand, especially during this challenging time. We are all waiting with keen interest to listen to you. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Sudha Natarajan, our director, to welcome Shri Dilip Javalkar and all the esteemed panelists and guests to this event. Welcome, ma'am.
Namaskar. It is my privilege to be part of this virtual roundtable on tourism and rural development in Uttarakhand. We have amongst us a very esteemed panel of speakers and panelists who will share their insights and experiences today. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to the eminent panelists. We have Shri Prasoon Joshi. I think his resume is too long to be read today. The most famous lyricist, screenwriter, poet, and CEO of the McCann Worldwide India Group and chairman APAC. Shri Mandeep Singh Soin, founder president of the Ecotourism Society of India and founder and managing director of IBEX Exhibitions. Shri Vipul Prakash, who is the chief operating officer of Make My Trip and Go IBBO. Miss Marilyn Ward, an award-winning travel journalist and blogger. Miss Manisha Pandey, the co-founder of this lovely homestay called Village Ways India, and Dr. Shivam Maini, who's a homestay owner and a professional photographer himself. The tourism sector has been a key contributor to our country's socio-economic fabric. World Tourism Day on September 27 celebrates the important role played by the sector in preserving and promoting a region's culture and heritage, thus benefiting many rural communities as also women and youth. The pandemic, however, on one hand has played spoilsport and affected the tourism industry like several other sectors. But it is extremely commendable for the lovely state of Uttarakhand to take on a pioneering step in overcoming the efforts of COVID-19. This action has opened up the sector once again. May this be an example for other states to follow. Today's webinar will focus on the many new initiatives being taken to give an impetus to rural development in the region through tourism. Our esteemed speakers and panelists with their large repertoire of knowledge and expertise will throw light on the way forward for the sector. I see one positive fallout of COVID. Because work from home and flexibility of working from any location has become the norm thanks to COVID, I think that will boost more Uttarakhandis to go back to their hometown to refurbish their homes or build homes and stay there for some parts of the year when they're able to work from any location, location agnostic, and do work. And also people like us who would like to have one leg in the hills and one leg in the city of Bombay. So thank you very much. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to this lovely discussion.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And we are keenly looking forward to the proceedings of today. हाँ ये virtual background है लेकिन उत्तराखंड ऐसा ही है. मेरे पीछे आप देख सकते हैं नीला आसमान है, सफेद बादल हैं, हरे पहाड़ हैं. उत्तराखंड के ही निकली हुई पत्थरों की छत है, चौखट है, एक मुड़ा है और मैं थोड़ा सा साइड हो जाता हूं तो इस तरीके के हमारे वार्म होस्ट हैं. ये हमारा उत्तराखंड. Over to you, Prima.
Thank you, Dhanush, Mr. Sinha, and Ms. Natarajan, for your words of welcome to our esteemed guests and our panelists. Of course, we are looking forward to talking to our 6 panelists. They are all experts in their fields, and we will be tapping into their expertise and experience to place Uttarakhand top of mind when it comes to tourism in India and abroad. Our thanks to all of you and to our audience that has joined us today. This roundtable conference is being recorded, so may I request all participants other than our esteemed guests and our panelists to keep themselves muted with their videos off throughout the discussion.
सॉरी मुख्यमंत्री जी, एक चीज मैं जरूर कहना चाह रहा हूँ ये इस वक्त एक राउंड टेबल है जिसमें डिस्कशन प्रीमा जी ने इसका वर्ल्ड प्रीमियर टेलीवाइज अपने ब्रॉडकास्ट फेसबुक लोनली प्लेनेट पे कर रहे हैं ये लोग 4 बजे आज, जिसके 3 लाख फॉलोअर हैं। ये वो फॉलोअर है मुख्यमंत्री जी जो लोनली प्लेनेट का कोई इंट्रोडक्शन की जरूरत नहीं है। मैं सुबह दिलीप जावलकर सर से जब बात कर रहा था, ईच ऑफ दी 3 लाख, एक आदमी इस 3 लाख पे इनकी इतनी ज्यादा फॉलोइंग है कि मैं समझता हूं कि इसका एम्प्लीफिकेशन भी इन लोगों के माध्यम से और इस राउंड टेबल के माध्यम से बहुत इफेक्टिव और सही जगह पे जाएगा।
Thank you. I would now like to invite Shri Dilip Jawalkar ji, Secretary Tourism Government of Uttarakhand, to tell us about the updated guidelines and state government initiatives in place to encourage tourism. Shri Dilip Jawalkar is a commerce graduate with a postgraduate diploma in international business from Symbiosis Pune and a master's in international policy from Duke University in the USA. As part of the Indian Administrative Service, he has experience in the business of railways, rural development schemes, district administration, crisis management, and reconstructive initiatives. He was appointed secretary in the Department of Tourism and Civil Aviation in August 2017 and is deeply interested in natural ecosystems, the wilderness, and reforestation. Let me set the context for his address. The tourism sector in India has been hard hit by COVID-19. Our country is the world's 7th largest tourism economy in terms of GDP, and the Indian government has identified the tourism sector as one of the champion sectors due to its ability to create employment. The tourism sector is an important pillar of Uttarakhand's economy that can help the state to recover from the impact of COVID-19. For Uttarakhand's rural communities, tourism is a great opportunity because it provides jobs and economic empowerment, including for women and youth. Tourism gives rural communities the ability to protect and promote their natural surroundings as well as their culture and heritage, all while allowing visitors to enjoy unique experiences. Shri Jawalkar ji, on this World Tourism Day, it is fitting that we hear about how the Government and Tourism Department Board of Uttarakhand are working with great commitment to rejuvenate tourism and bring visitors back to Uttarakhand. Looking forward to hear from you, sir.
Yes. Thank you so much. And a warm greetings to you all from Uttarakhand Tourism. We are extremely privileged today to have with us Honorable Chief Minister Shri Trivendra Singh Rawat ji and Honorable Tourism Minister Shri Satpal Maharaj ji with us. And I thank you, sir, and I thank most the distinguished panelists of today for making it convenient. The theme of tourism this year has been the tourism and development. This theme is relevant as we face up this unprecedented crisis. Talking in context of Uttarakhand, we are equally affected and concerned with hundreds of thousands of skilled and unskilled persons, particularly from the hospitality industry, back to their hometowns due to unfortunate crisis of this pandemic. We are concerned, we are cautious. And on this occasion of World Tourism Day, Uttarakhand Tourism has been organizing this virtual event just to give an assurance that government will be standing by the sites who are affected, and we will try to bring in the potential of tourism to the doorsteps of all those who are affected. As you know, we are open. We are open with caution, and we are one of the states which has been a pioneer, but at the same time, we are extremely cautious. We do have the guidelines in place for all the tourists, but however, we are not aggressively marketing it, because everybody knows we are still not sure as to which direction all sectors are going, how the health sector is going. So we are extremely cautious, but at the same time, what matters we understand is life matters. At the same time, livelihood matters, because life also depends on livelihood, and that understanding has been very clear, I guess, at the leadership of the state government. So, with coming back to the theme of this very this UNWTO's theme for this year, it has been the tourism and the rural development, and I think it is quite apt for us. This theme also gels well with the economic revival slogan articulated well by Honorable Prime Minister of India recently, saying that vocal for local, right? So this basically is a revival plan which we are planning for the post-crisis situation. And the most important highlight, I would say, is the experiencing the Himalayan rural life in the homestays. That has been the focus of this particular government for past couple of years. And this initiative, which is led by Honorable Chief Minister, is the real front fighter, I would say, for this particular our tourism economy per se. Very recently, Honorable Tourism Minister has launched one another scheme to it, and which is basically Trekking Traction Center for the homestay. So what we are planning to do is we are opening up the adventure tourism, and adventure tourism gels well with our with our overall ethos and with the homestays and the rural economy, rural tourism sector, and that is where we are trying to pitch and promote our particular sectors. And I'm very optimistic that in coming days this will pick up and this will prove as a good model for many. So there are certain, with respect to the relief that we have given to the industry to survive and revive, we do have those we would like to hear from Honorable CM and Honorable Tourism Minister. So I wouldn't like to dwell much upon it. But my firm belief is well articulated by on a UNWTO site, which state that right now placing rural development at a heart tourism policy through education, investment, innovation, and technology can transform the livelihood of millions. And I'm sure that this particular dialogue will bring out the best of each of this segment. So I wouldn't like to spend and dwell more upon the policies and the initiatives that we are going. We have communication modes through which we are actually trying to approach you all. But here I would like to listen from such a esteemed guest over here who are here in the on the panel. And again, before I conclude, I would like to thank Mr. Dhanushji, Uttarakhand ke Dhanushji, and the entire Times of India team for being bringing such illustrious panelists on the board and working relentlessly to conduct this panel discussions in a professional manner. And for a short words, I would like to thank again the delegates for making it convenient today. And I wish you all the best and the best for the panel discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sri Javalkar ji. It is now my privilege and my pleasure to introduce the esteemed member of our panel for the day. Let me begin by welcoming Manisha Pandey, co-founder of Village Ways India. Village Ways works with special villages in Uttarakhand and across India to showcase and sustain village life through low-impact tourism. Manisha has great knowledge of Himalayan rural communities, and she is skilled in welcoming both domestic and international visitors. Manisha is also a founding member of the India Network of the International Center for Responsible Tourism, ICRT. Thank you for joining us, Manisha. We are also happy to have with us Marie-Hélène Ward, who is a great advocate for India on the world tourism scene. She comes to us from Canada, but she now lives in Rishikesh, and she has spent a wonderful 15 years traveling across India and encouraging inbound visitors with her blog and business, Breathe, Dream, Go. Her work has won her many awards, notable among them the National Tourism Award for Best Foreign Travel Journalist or Blogger from Incredible India Tourism. Welcome, Marie-Hélène. A warm welcome now to Dr. Shivam Maini. After starting his career in the medical profession, Dr. Maini took the leap that so many of us have dreamed of. He quit his day job to follow his true passion, which is photography. He has never looked back and today also runs a homestay surrounded by fruit orchards located in the village of Natadol in the southern part of Almora district. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Maini. Also on this panel, very welcome, is Mandeep Singh Soin, founder and managing director of IBEX Expeditions, and prominent Indian mountaineer, explorer, adventure travel expert, environmentalist, and a fellow of the Royal Geographical Society. His mountaineering explorations include several Indian firsts, like the first Indian ascent of Mount Meru in 1986, as well as several first Indian ascents in the French and Swiss Alps, the Italian Dolomites, Wales, and Scotland. He's the founder president of the Ecotourism Society of India, which is now called the Responsible Tourism Society of India. And fittingly, he joins us from his mountain home in Uttarakhand. Thank you for joining us, Mandeep. Let me also extend a warm welcome to Vipul Prakash, Chief Operating Officer for Make My Trip and Go IBEBO. He is responsible for developing and framing the strategic direction and executing the priorities for the two brands. As part of the leadership team, his key focus areas include hotel and air revenue management, supply, marketing, hotel packages, and customer experience. Thank you for joining us, Vipul. And now I come to Prasoon Joshi. I know that Ms. Natarajan said that no bio is long enough, and that is true, but I do have quite a lot to say about him. Having published his first book of prose and poetry at the age of 17, currently he is working on his fifth. Prasoon's mastery of ideas and artistry of words have shone through the varied worlds he straddles, from writing and advertising to poetry, songwriting, scripts, and more. Designated a young global leader by the World Economic Forum, he has been honored with the prestigious Padma Shri and repeatedly honored with national awards and Filmfare Awards for his scripts and songs for films like Rang De Basanti, Tare Zameen Par, Bhag Milka Bhag, and Neerja. He is currently the chairperson of the Central Board of Film Certification and has also chaired the Cannes Lions Festival as an internationally acclaimed advertising professional. His columns on business and social issues across mainland and regional publications are known for their intricacy of thought and potency of phrase. The University of Prasoon's virtuosity lies in the fact that he recognizes, in his own words, that human emotions are the same all over the world. It is their expression alone that is different. He is proud to have his finger on the pulse of the nation, and having been born in Almora, he has credited Uttarakhand with being a cradle for creativity in his childhood. Welcome, Prasoon. I will now pose questions to our panelists to tap their expertise and experience in their respective fields. I'm going to start with Manisha. Manisha, the Uttarakhand State Government and Tourism Ministry have committed to work for the development of rural tourism in a way that will promote and protect the natural surroundings while showcasing the culture and heritage of Uttarakhand. There is a focused push to stay options, especially homestays across the state. Tell us a little about the new approach to offering visitors a more immersive experience while also allowing communities to promote their natural surroundings, culture, and heritage. Additionally, Uttarakhand is perfect for vacations, so tell us a little about that as well.
Thank you, Primrose. It's an honor for me to be here today. और आज विश्व पर्यटन दिवस के उपलक्ष्य पर मैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी, पर्यटन मंत्री जी और जावलकर जी और सभी को पैनलिस्ट्स और गेस्ट को शुभकामनाएं देती हूँ। रूरल टूरिज्म जो शब्द है उसको शुरू करने से पहले आई वुड जस्ट लाइक टू गिव व्हाट वी थिंक रूरल टूरिज्म मीन, आउट ऑफ आवर एक्सपीरियंस फॉर द लास्ट 16 years, what it means for us. So it means basically when a guest comes to an area, it is a privileged access for the guest to not only visit one of the most beautiful locations, but also get an opportunity to meet the local communities, interact with the local people, and get very close to the village life. So it is a very privileged access that is available to the travelers who come.
Right.
And similarly, rural tourism actually means for the communities, it means an additional source of livelihood, a sense of pride in their traditions and their culture, and also protecting and respecting the environment or the area they live in. So I think in a way it is a very interactive process, the rural tourism, between the guests and the hosts. तो अगर मैं आपको अपने इन एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में शुरू करूं तो 16 साल पहले हमने एक प्रोटेक्टेड एरिया बिनसर वाइल्ड लाइफ सैंक्चुरी जो कि अल्मोड़ा के नज़दीक है, वहां से ये प्रोजेक्ट की शुरुआत की थी। और उस समय हमारे पास ऐसे 5 गांव थे जहां की बहुत हद तक लोग आउट माइग्रेशन की ओर थे, और उसका मेन कारण ये था कि दैट द होल एरिया वाज अ प्रोटेक्टेड एरिया, सो दे वाज रियली स्ट्रगलिंग फॉर लाइवलीहुड। सो पहला जो प्रॉब्लम था वो लाइवलीहुड का था, और उसको हेल्प करने के लिए हमने एक टूरिज्म कॉन्सेप्ट को जन्म दिया। और उस समय रूरल टूरिज्म एक बहुत ही नया कॉन्सेप्ट था। टू बी ऑनेस्ट, वी डिडंट इवन हैव मेनी पीपल whom we could refer to at that time because we were just starting the whole concept. So when we started with the 5 villages, we had some very primary foundations and some principles which we wanted to follow. And the main principles being कि ये जो भी हम सेटअप करें गांव में, उनकी ओनरशिप जो है वो गांव वालों के पास ही रहे। क्योंकि उस समय हम देख रहे थे लगातार कि जो ओनरशिप की बात है, हर गांव में प्राइवेट लोग आ करके ज़मीनें खरीद रहे थे, रिजॉर्ट्स और होटल्स को टूरिज्म के फ़ायदे हो रहे थे, पर जो फ़ायदे गांव तक पहुंचने चाहिए वो वहां तक नहीं पहुंच पा रहे थे। So we wanted this whole setup to be owned and run by the communities together. Another challenge that we took, I think, was that this is not going to be an individual homestay. This will be a community-owned guest house or an enterprise which will be run collectively by the village. So it was a very difficult concept to start with, but I think आज जो हमने उसको इतने सालों में डेवलप किया है, उस पर पूरा होमवर्क किया है, तो आज 16 साल भी वह सारे गांव 5 के 5 गांव बड़े सक्सेसफुली गेस्ट को होस्ट कर रहे हैं और उनको ना केवल एक एक्सपीरियंस दे रहे हैं कि गांव की लाइफ को जीने का, बल्कि उनके जो प्रभाव हमें गांव में दिख रहे हैं, जिनके मैं आपको थोड़े बहुत एग्जांपल्स अभी दूंगी कि how has been the impacts. So let me just come straight away to the impacts. जैसे एक गांव में हमने देखा कि बहुत सारी जो विमेन रिप्रेजेंटेशन हुआ समितियों में, जो टूरिज्म की समितियां बनी उनमें विमेन रिप्रेजेंटेशन हुआ, कई विमेन गाइड्स बनी, कई विमेन जो है वो पोर्टर्स का काम करने लगी। तो पहले जो ट्रस्ट की कमी थी, वी हैड अ लैक ऑफ ट्रस्ट ऑन टूरिज्म एज अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑल्सो इन अ विलेज विच वी फेस एवरीवेयर, but slowly they started building that trust on tourism that it can also happen in the right way. Because everyone always is aware about the dangers of tourism. They are scared about getting guests in their villages. उनके मन में कई तरीके की curiosities होती हैं. So slowly I think the women have gone above that and now started to participate in all the tourism activities that we are conducting. Similarly, जब हमारा जो, क्योंकि ये protected area है, तो forest department ने कई हमें meetings में ये बताया कि जब से हमारा काम इन गाँव में चल रहा है, तब से वहाँ पे एनिमल की साइटिंग इंक्रीज हुई है, या उन्होंने देखा कि इलीगल लॉगिंग ऑफ वुड जो है वो कम हुआ है। तो ये एक बहुत अच्छा साइन था कि एनवायरनमेंट के प्रति, प्रोटेक्शन के प्रति जो उनकी जागरूकता है उन कम्युनिटीज़ की, वो भी टूरिज्म की वजह से दिन प्रतिदिन बढ़ती जा रही है। द थर्ड वेरी गुड इम्पैक्ट दैट आई कुड सी इन द विलेजेस इज कि एक गाँव है छोटा सा बिनसर के अंदर ही, जिसमें एक गाँव के एक घर में कुछ गांव की कम्युनिटी ने एक छोटा सा संग्रहालय बनाया, जिसमें उन्होंने अपने पुराने जो सामान, छोटी छोटी टूल्स या इम्प्लीमेंट्स को गेस्ट को दिखाने के लिए उन्होंने उसको वहाँ पे डिस्प्ले किया। ये एक एविडेंस है कि वो अपने सेंस ऑफ प्राइड इन देयर ओन कल्चर एंड देयर ओन ट्रेडिशंस की वो हम अपने जो गेस्ट हैं उनको अपने इवेंट्स में, अपनी शादियों में, अपनी पूजा की सेरेमनीज में ले जाकर पार्टिसिपेट कराते हैं। तो इट इज़ ऑल्सो इम्पैक्टिंग द रिवाइवल ऑफ द लोकल traditions and culture. So you can see that rural tourism can mean a holistic development of a village. It is not only restricted to income. But having said that, the rural tourism is very important to be delivered in the right way. और उसके लिए कोई strong principles set करना जिसके ऊपर उन्हें किया जाए ताकि हर चीज़ जो नींव है, जो foundation है इस काम की, वो मजबूत बने और ये long term के लिए ये चीज़ चले. तो इस एक्सपीरियंस के बाद मैं यही कहना चाहूँगी कि अगर हमारे मुझे बहुत खुशी है, आई एम वेरी प्लीज दैट आवर गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट इज टेकिंग so much focus they have put in the rural tourism side. In fact, for the last 4 to 5 years, we have been working closely with the Uttarakhand Tourism Board, and we have recently actually set up a training center at our Binsar area, and this training center is not only training people from Uttarakhand, but we have been able to set up similar enterprises across the country from that help. So ये आज इस मंच से मैं ये भी कहना चाहूँगी कि हमारा ट्रेनिंग सेंटर जो है, जो कि इंटरनेशनल सेंटर फॉर रिस्पॉन्सिबल टूरिज्म के अंतर्गत आएगा, ये ट्रेनिंग सेंटर 3-4 साल से हमने स्टार्ट किया है और मैं आज बहुत इनको धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगी उत्तराखंड टूरिज्म डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड को, क्योंकि उन्होंने इसमें हमारा सहयोग दिया, हमें एक अपॉर्चुनिटी दी कि हम यहाँ ट्रेनिंग्स कराएं कुछ गाँव की. और मैं इतना ही कहना चाहूँगी, कमिंग बैक टू द लास्ट क्वेश्चन विच Primrose you had mentioned to me about the about how this place can be good for as a workation. I feel that you can't probably have any more peaceful and refreshing and beautiful atmosphere for working, and so I feel that only problem, as I said, is that maybe there is some connectivity issue in some villages which we are facing. We are getting many inquiries, but some people are facing the problem of internet connectivity, which we can certainly, I can request our esteemed guests to look at that. पर आज जब हमने सरकार ने राज्य को पर्यटन के लिए खोल दिया है, तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि यात्री फिर से यात्रा करना शुरू कर देंगे और इस बार जिम्मेदारी से ट्रैवल करेंगे. और इस जो हमारी इंडस्ट्री पे कोविड की जो आपदा आई है, उसके लिए हम सबको मिलकर योगदान देना होगा ताकि इससे हम जूझ सकें, और मुझे उम्मीद है कि ऐसा ज़रूर होगा.
Thank you so much, Manisha, for those insights from ground level. My question now to Marie-Hélène. Having traveled widely across India and showcasing it on an ongoing basis for over 15 years to the world, you have now chosen to make Uttarakhand your home. Tell us the factors that led to that decision and what visitors from other states and from across the world can expect to find in Uttarakhand. From our conversations, I know that you believe that the state has so much to shout about. What are your suggestions for this?
Thank you very much for including me on the panel. I am an enthusiastic Uttarakhandi, so I'm very happy to be here and talk about Uttarakhand. You asked me about my factors for choosing Rishikesh as my home. Well, I'd like to say that, or I like to think that Rishikesh chose me. So the story starts a long time ago as a child in Canada. Of course, in 1968, when the Beatles came to India, I was too young to really be cognizant of it. But I did have an older brother who was a huge Beatles fan. And I absolutely remember seeing images of the Beatles and hearing their music, and seeing the marigolds around their neck and the images of Rishikesh. And somehow I do feel that it captured my imagination and that a seed was planted. The whole story of the Beatles in Rishikesh has resonated throughout the world. And, more than 50 years later, it's still resonating. Now, years later in my own life, I took up yoga very seriously, again, in Canada. And I became a very dedicated yoga student and did a yoga teacher training. And it was during my yoga teacher training in Canada that I suddenly, had this compulsion to come to India. And I arrived for the first time in 2005, landed in Delhi. But my first trip in India after leaving my friends in Delhi was to Haridwar and Rishikesh. And that was the start of a 6-month travel journey across the length and breadth of India. And that was the beginning of my new life, basically, my India-based life, that first trip. But my very first, trip in India was to Haridwar and Rishikesh. And now, many years later, 15 years later, I now live in Rishikesh, and I can see from my balcony the buildings of the sticking out of the trees of the Beatles ashram, as it's called. And so there's kind of almost a full circle, feeling for me in this whole journey. Like it feels like destiny, former life, who knows? But I think the point I want to make about this is that it was the story of Rishikesh that drew me here. And as a travel writer, as a travel blogger, and as a traveler myself, I really believe in the power of stories and storytelling. And I can't stress enough how important this is in terms of my own profession, but also in terms of travel marketing. And it's sometimes storytelling is missed by travel marketers, but when you stop and think about it, it is the stories of places that grab our attention, grab our imagination, and make us want to go there. Why do so many people want to visit the Taj Mahal? It's a beautiful building, but there's many beautiful buildings. It's the story of the Taj Mahal that grabs people. Everyone knows the story. So I think a bigger focus on storytelling, engaging storytellers, and telling the stories of Uttarakhand, telling the stories of this place. And in fact, creating a story-driven brand is one of my suggestions in terms of how to market Uttarakhand. But I also want to say that I think we need a new vision of tourism. And especially, I think this is applicable in a place like Uttarakhand, where we're focusing on rural and we're focusing on homestays. And I think the new vision has to be a more resilient vision of tourism. Instead of low margin and high volume, I think we should be thinking about high quality and perhaps lower quantity. And so putting more resources into developing homestays, for example, and making it more of a bespoke type of, high quality experience, so that maybe people travel less often, but when they do, they have a bigger experience, a more immersive experience, and maybe it's going to cost a little more. I mean, maybe we need to move away from this low margin, high volume concept of tourism that's been prevalent for the last, probably, I would say, at least 30 years or 40 years. In terms of, I know we're focusing on domestic tourism, but I do have the experience of being a foreign traveler in India and understanding the foreign market. And, I think many foreigners who come to India and other places too, it's not just India, they go to the hotspots, they go to the metros, they go to the tourism attractions, they go to the places that are most marketed in India. Of course, it's the Golden Triangle. This is what they hear about. So this is where they go. So I think a marketing, a story-driven marketing that focuses on all the incredible, beautiful, natural environment that Rishikesh has to offer, the authentic cultural experiences, wildlife tourism, adventure. There's so many things here. And, but foreigners don't know. I tell you, they do not know. They know Rishikesh. Rishikesh is famous. It's the yoga capital of the world. But they don't know about all the other incredible experiences they could have here. And in fact, I'll even go out and say that the average foreign tourist to India really has no concept of the natural beauty of India. They only know, Chandni Chowk and Jaipur, and they don't know that there's beautiful, pristine Himalayan regions and wildlife sanctuaries. So I think this is another area that has to come together under, a brand that's developed specifically for it, for the international market when the time comes. So I just want to put forth these ideas. And again, thank you very much for having me on the panel.
Thank you so much, Marie-Hélène. I think those were very insightful notes that you have made from your experience showcasing India to the world, and especially now we know that, and I'm sure that our esteemed guests have taken on board the need for storytelling as a very powerful tool for us to promote Uttarakhand both in India and across the world. I am now going to reach out to Dr. Shivam Maini. Dr. Shivam, your homestay Maini Hill Cottages is an excellent example of how rural tourism can be environmentally friendly and yet immersive, and you provide employment and earning opportunities to the villagers around you. In your opinion, how have the government schemes and initiatives encouraged and empowered hospitality partners in the state to promote and protect rural life and tradition? I think you have to unmute yourself. Dr. Maini? Dr. Maini, we can't hear you.
Inaudible. We can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
All right, wonderful. मैं हूँ इस सीन में hospital sector.
Yeah, we can see you as well now. Yes, perfect, sir. Go ahead.
So मैं जैसा कि मैं कह रहा था, तो बस फोटोग्राफी का प्यार, मैं कहानियों की तरह से बात करूंगा, ज्यादा बेहतर रहेगा. So what I
Dr. Maini, you are inaudible again. Still. Dr. Maini, let me go to Mandeep and I will come back to you.
All right.
Okay, thank you. I'm now going to be speaking to Mandeep Singh Soin. Mandeep, Uttarakhand is a state that is known for adventure and for nature. And it has 6 national parks and 6 wildlife sanctuaries, and Rajaji is, of course, already open. You are a very vocal advocate for responsible adventure in Uttarakhand and across India. What are your thoughts as adventure slowly opens up in the state, and how do you believe this can be within guidelines, but can also aid and enthuse the rural communities?
Yeah, thanks, Primrose. And good to see Satpalji and the CM and Dilip, who have sometimes shared. I think my last visit was at the Uttarakhand Investors Summit, in which actually I proposed an idea then, which I might reiterate, that it would be fantastic if you even take a page from Mary Ellen's suggestion that maybe we should declare Uttarakhand, this wonderful, part of the Himalaya, as an organic state. क्योंकि मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि if you look at the rural tourism concept, and we are working very closely with the government of India in the backward linkages and what Manisha talked about, कि इसकी marketing अच्छी तरह करना है, the ground level story should be strong. So I think one of the big issues is when the guests come in and they see that there is an issue about garbage disposal, solid waste management and so on. And I was just talking to the DM at Nainital the other day, because I am a Uttarakhandi myself. My second home has been Uttarakhand for the last 20 years, Pehle Ranikhet, now in Mukteshwar. But I feel very pained when I see so much smoke burning because of, people not knowing कि ये bushes और पत्ते को जलाना नहीं चाहिए, या जो garbage disposal है उसको ठीक तरह करना चाहिए, and so on. So that could be a nice challenge for us to take on, so that on one side the local community themselves showcase good practices towards their own land. And now, as of today, we are releasing on a nationwide campaign something called the Responsible Traveller Guidelines, और ये Ministry of Tourism से backed है, and that actually tells how the traveller also must reduce his impact. on nature and on rural communities when they interact. So whether it's garbage or whether it's many other things, the behavior patterns. तो वो guideline भी आज हम लोग issue कर रहे हैं. And I think obviously from an adventure point of view, again, for me personally, it's a great connection with as a student, I came and went on expeditions to the Harkidun Valley. When I was in college, I went there. My first big expedition was Mount Meru, as you mentioned, which was trying to prove at that time कि हम लोग भी technically difficult peaks कर सकते हैं. And that is called the center of the universe in the Gangotri Valley. And so I've had a lot of connection when we first set up the company, which was the earliest, one of the earlier companies in 1979. हमारी पहली expedition उत्तराखंड में आई. So therefore, I'm very pained when I see that whether it is the industry or whether it is some lack of policy which drives us into a kind of a behavior which I would say is not very responsible or not very eco-friendly. So my submission would be that we need to actually do at the heart of it a carrying capacity study of most of our prime tourism locations or valley systems. So 2-3 साल पहले Satpal ji and Dilip will know that Uttarakhand faced a big challenge where we had to close rafting operations. The government had, under the forest department, we had to shut down certain valleys for trekking. And my point is that why do we come to that situation? And I remember many years ago, हम लोग लद्दाख में गए थे, and it was a joint venture between my company and Ladakh, J&K Tourism, Ministry of Tourism. We opened a route called the Chadar, which is the walking on the frozen river, and we made it popular with, the international travelers. This was the year 1994, and इसका बड़ा हमने, publicity किया बाहर and all. And at that time, I told the state government कि सर ऐसा है, इस पे आप थोड़ा कैनिंग कैपेसिटी का लिमिट लगा दीजिए कि पर डे इतने लोग जाने चाहिए. तो कहे सरदार जी आपने अभी खोला, अभी आप ब्रेक लगा रहे हैं, तो वो आगे की बात है. But unfortunately, when a thing starts to happen, it's very difficult to pull back on the numbers or the impacts. And 25 years down the line, the government has now put in a restriction of the numbers because it went out of control. So my submission would be that we must spend a little time, effort and money into doing carrying capacity studies so that we have a very clear idea. And carrying capacity studies में ये नहीं होता, अक्सर क्या होता है, the tourism industry feels very scared or the government feels very scared कि अरे हमारे number तो कम नहीं हो जाएंगे. No, that's not true. All we are doing is scientifically spreading the numbers so that you don't have a glut in one particular day or one particular season. So uske liye, I would recommend at least 2 or 3 of these scenarios, because एक तरफ अगर हम tourism providers को certify कर दे sustainable and there is a scheme under the government, दूसरी तरफ Uttarakhand themselves become a non-plastic, as organic as possible, doing carrying capacity, we do our situations like this, then I think we are probably going to create that sort of mini Switzerland that we want in its full sort of tourism cycle. And I think there's a huge, potential to benefit the local communities. Again, like Manisha said, my only submission there would be that we must make the front and backward linkages so that travel industry is also promoting that product and it is up to a quality, like Mary Ellen said, that let's look at quality tourism and not really numbers. Because ये COVID ने हमारे को एक चीज तो prove कर दिया hopefully कि जैसे हम लोग tourism कर रहे थे अपने planet के ऊपर, I think we have to rethink from the numbers game. So those would be my few suggestions which I hope we can mull on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mandeep, especially for your suggestions and insights on sustainable tourism, which is really important. I think, for Uttarakhand and for India. I will now try to check whether Dr. Maini is ready to tell us about the government, what he feels about the government schemes and initiatives that are encouraging and empowering hospitality partners in the state to promote and protect rural life and tradition. Dr. Maini.
डॉक्टर साहब अनफॉर्चुनेटली आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. You'll have to check your mic.
Okay.
I've been.
Yes, go on. You could be heard here just now.
All right, wonderful. So,
no, you're off again. You're muted again. Could you try without the headphones, Dr. Maini? Is there
I think you need to remove your headphones and just use your normal system mic. Probably that will work better. और वो ऑटो म्यूट तो नहीं है आपका जो स्पेस बार से हो जाता, वो भी जरा चेक कर लीजिए.
Try once more, Dr. Maini. No, cannot be heard. I'm just going to go on to Vipul and we'll get back to you after that.
Yeah, Prima, go on to Vipul and I'm telling somebody to go on to Dr. Maini on a one-on-one and try it out till we come back.
Okay. Vipul, the leadership team at Make My Trip has been vocal about the need for uniformity in COVID-19 travel protocols practiced by the different states in India, and also that a negative COVID-19 certificate should be the new passport for domestic travel. As we have heard and we know from every day's newspaper, we get great news that Uttarakhand is relaxing most restrictions on entry for visitors. What do you feel that the state is doing right, and what are your suggestions from the perspective of a major travel operator to the tourism ministry?
Thank you, Prima, and thanks for giving us the opportunity to be on this panel with the esteemed guests. I think we have been following up, what every state has been doing for the last 10, 15 years, to promote tourism. And I can say that really, without an iota of doubt, that Uttarakhand is right up there when it comes to framing the right policies for encouraging tourism. And I think what we at least believe that Uttarakhand is doing extremely right is what every panelist has really referred to, which is responsible tourism. And responsible tourism before the COVID days used to be much more about how to ensure tourists can enjoy the pristine beauty of Uttarakhand for the coming 25, 30, 50 years, other than just the 2 years, what the environmental impact are going to be, how do we engage the youth and the citizens of Uttarakhand to become a partner in tourism and not see it as a threat. I think now in this new world, there's another dimension to responsible tourism, which is all about giving the tourists a very good peace of mind that Uttarakhand will look after you in this new, new world today. I think if you look at our platform, the number of people who are searching for Uttarakhand is so high. And obviously, just a few of them are actually going to Uttarakhand or any state for that matter. That means the intent is there, but there is also an hesitation. And I think over the next few months, the government is taking all the right measures to instill that sense of confidence, not only into the tourists, but into the domestic populace also. And listen, Prima, there is no one way of doing this. Nobody knows the right answers. But I think Uttarakhand is right up there in terms of, relaxing the restrictions and really doing all the things to give the peace of mind. And I think we continuously need to look at what is happening to the COVID situation, etc. And, I'm sure the government will do a great job. So that's one thing on which we really applaud the state of Uttarakhand. The second, which I think many panelists have, mentioned too, is I think the whole thing of promoting homes. Homestays have a major role to play. One, can be giving a lot of livelihood as far as the local populace is concerned. That's number one. By definition, homestays are much more eco-friendly. There is no need to set up 1,000 new hotels, etc. People can really go and experience the beauty of Uttarakhand in a very local manner. So it's good for the local population, it's good for the resources, it's good for the travel. As Manisha was saying, that they can really immerse. And actually, we are very, very proud that actually, the Ministry of Tourism in Uttarakhand really came ahead, and we signed a memorandum with them on the 20th of January 2020 to promote homestays in Uttarakhand. Unfortunately, COVID came in, and therefore now we are really looking forward to renewing that association and really on our platform really celebrate the homestays of Uttarakhand, because we believe that is going to be a very, very big thing forward. And I think the last thing on which we really applaud Uttarakhand is, I think they are the one state who have taken a lot of steps in actually implementing ease of business and tourist friendliness. Whether I look at the capital and interest subsidies they have been given, whether I have been looking various schemes which they are actually done or planning to do for the tourists to encourage tourism, promoting the whole workstation thing. That is a new reality. And yes, we need to work a little bit more on the connectivity. But if the connectivity can come up to world standards, I don't see any reason why people will either at a temporary or on a long-term basis want to work from Uttarakhand. So lots of great work, and we are obviously seeing it in the results. The bookings of Uttarakhand on our platform have been going up year on year. 2019 was double of 2018. 2020, I'm sure, as we come out of this crisis, we will really, really do a few suggestions as far as our point is concerned, and this is just from what we look at the thing, and that was my last point. I know we are running short of time. I think first, pilgrimage is an area which we see a lot of interest on our platform. I think if we can just add some infrastructure for tourism, whether it's a Char Dham, whatever it is, people want to go there, but they're a bit scared. A bit more infrastructure. Can we look at more short haul, small airport flights to make it easy for people with time constraints? I think the pilgrimage sector is really there for Uttarakhand to explore. And the last point which I will leave everybody with, as we get out of COVID, I think this will be an era of partnership among the various players of the travel industry. Whether it's the state tourism department, it is the homestay owner, it is platform like ours, it is the media like Times of India and Lonely Planet. I think if ever there was a need to come together and really give that facilities and the peace of mind to the traveler that they should come to Uttarakhand. This is it. So we are really looking forward to working with the various stakeholders to ensure that Uttarakhand always remains simply heaven. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vipul. I think that feedback and your words of encouragement will really help Uttarakhand Tourism to also formulate their plans for the future and to firm up on different ideas that they have. I don't see Dr. Maini just now. So I am going to move on to Prasoon Joshi. Prasoon, you grew up in Uttarakhand and you have admitted that Uttarakhand's culture and languages have had a great impact on your creativity and writing. You have been very involved in doing the right thing at the right time. You had a poem on how living at home was a responsibility of every citizen in lockdown. But you are also a very great believer in positive thinking. And in this time when the Uttarakhand government is set to welcome the world, we would love to have your inputs on that, to tap that brain. If you were the one asked to showcase Uttarakhand to the world, what would your approach be?
Well, thank you, first of all, for inviting me. Honorable Minister Ji there. I always, whenever we meet, we talk about Uttarakhand and what can be done. And he's been doing so much because in his heart, Uttarakhand is in his, जैसे कहते हैं उनके धमनियों में प्रवाहित होता है उत्तराखंड. सतपाल जी हैं, आपको नमन है. और इसके अलावा जितने भी पैनलिस्ट हैं, हमारे जावलकर जी हैं और हमारे पैनलिस्ट हैं, मेरे मित्र हैं सारे सभी लोग. प्रिमरोज ने पूरा ऑर्गेनाइज किया है, तो आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सभी लोगों को. मैं सुन रहा था पूरा पैनल डिस्कशन अभी. बहुत अच्छे अच्छे आइडियाज़ हैं. और एक चीज़, one thing which comes out, what one need to understand is one is organically and one is by design. मनदीप जी जब बात कर रहे थे, उनके अनुभव थे, वो ज़्यादातर ऑर्गेनिक है कि उत्तराखंड ऑर्गेनिकली gets into your system, is something there that attracts people. वो तो उत्तराखंड कर रहा है, वो तो नेचर कर रहा है, वो तो नेचर बुला रहा है, वो प्रकृति की कॉलिंग है. हम क्या कर रहे हैं? That's what I call in the branding world, what is organic and what is by design. So what is organic is already there. उसकी खुशबू है, उसकी बांसुरी है, उसकी चीड़ के पेड़ हैं, उसकी हरी हरी वादियाँ हैं, उत्तराखंड का, वो तो ऑर्गेनिक है, वो तो नेचर ने दिया। अब हमारा क्या दायित्व बनता है, हम उसमें क्या ऐड करते हैं, व्हाट इज दैट यू गोइंग टू डू बाय डिजाइन एंड व्हाट इज देयर ऑर्गेनिकली, इट नीड्स टू बी सेपरेट। एंड व्हाट वी कैन फोकस इज दैट हाउ वी कैन लेवरेज व्हाट इज देयर organically by design. See, we don't have to create something which is not there. We have to accentuate it. We have to accelerate it. जो है उसे ज़्यादा हमें त्वरा देनी है, उसको त्वरा देनी है, उसमें गति देनी है। जो नहीं है उसको लाने की कोशिश नहीं करनी है, और जो है उसमें मुझे एक सजेशन आज देना है। मुझे लगता है कि उत्तराखंड की जो आत्मा है वो है संवेदनशीलता। हर चीज में संवेदनशीलता है। मैं इसलिए नहीं कह रहा हूं, मैं उत्तराखंड से जुड़ा हुआ हूं, मेरा बचपन बीता है नदियों के चारों तरफ और मंदिरों में जाते हुए और उत्तराखंड का संगीत सुनते हुए, और वहाँ के लोगों का मैं, क्योंकि मेरे रिश्तेदार हैं इसलिए नहीं कह रहा हूँ, वहाँ के लोग मूल रूप से संवेदनशील हैं और वहाँ के आबो हवा में संवेदनशीलता है। There is a certain sensitivity to the state. Now, how can you convert this nuanced sensitivity into something which become a USP? वो आपकी USP कैसे हो सकती है? There is something which we talk about, sustainable tourism, environment friendly tourism, but one thing we don't talk about in India today is accessible tourism. Accessible tourism is a big thing in the world. कि कैसे उन लोगों के लिए, देखिए टूरिज्म बहुत सबके लिए है, इट्स फॉर एवरीवन। हाउ डू यू बिकम मोर इंक्लूसिव? बाय गेटिंग सीनियर सिटीजन्स, बाय गेटिंग पीपल हु आर नॉट वेल, बाय बीइंग फ्रेंडली टू डिसेबल्स, बाय बीइंग फ्रेंडली टू women who are pregnant, expecting. There is certain sensitivity required for, and this is a huge number of people who travel like that. And only state which can cater to this is Uttarakhand, which can become, because it's to begin with very sensitive. The kind of tourism which is required there, see, only young people partying is not tourism.
Absolutely.
People meditating is also tourism. People bonding with families is also tourism. People taking their older parents together and sharing old stories with them and sitting with them is also tourism. Taking the mother who wants to visit the temple and tell the whole family why this temple is important is also tourism. I think only state which can uniquely position itself for accessible tourism is Uttarakhand. And we are in that state. अगर हम उसको और उसके लिए थोड़ा काम करने की आवश्यकता है। एक तो मूल रूप से वहाँ के जो वासियों में है उनमें तो ये संवेदनशीलता है ही, उनको तो बताने से की भी जरूरत नहीं। लेकिन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरली मुख्यमंत्री जी, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरली थोड़ा काम करने की आवश्यकता होगी। जब वो रेलवे स्टेशन पे उतरे तो वहां पर एक्सेसिबल असिस्टेंस हो, वहां पर व्हील चेयर इजीली अवेलेबल हो, उनको ले जाया जा सके, जो डिसेबल्ड है उनका भी साथ देने के लिए लोग खड़े हैं। और ये समझिए सिर्फ डिसेबल नहीं आएंगे, ये पूरा राष्ट्र जो है एकदम से आपसे कहेगा अरे यार मैं अपने भाई को लेकर जा सकता हूँ। ये तो एक ऐसी एकमात्र जगह है जहां मैं और मेरे भाई के साथ टूरिज्म करना चाहता था, लेकिन बेचारा इस स्थिति में होता है कि मैं जहां भी उतरता हूं वहां पे उतनी फैसिलिटीज नहीं है। क्या उत्तराखंड ऐसी जगह बन सकता है जहां पर हम टूरिज्म का एक नया मायना दें, एक नया मीनिंग दें? ये तो मुझे लगता है एक कॉन्क्रीट सजेशन मैं देना चाहता था। आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू से। Another thing is, I am deeply associated with, and somebody talked about narrative, and that's my field, writing stories and creating brand stories. I think, of course, the narrative is important. And again, I'm saying narrative by design. उत्तराखंड का नैरेटिव क्या होना चाहिए, इस पर हमें एक बार बैठ करके, मैं उपलब्ध हूँ कभी भी चाहें, इस पर बैठ करके एक नैरेटिव की हम चाहते क्या है, उत्तराखंड किस वजह से जाना जाए, ये डिसाइड हम करेंगे। ये नहीं कि उत्तराखंड से किसी ने कुछ उठा लिया, किसी ने कुछ उठा लिया और एक खिचड़ी सी बन गई। नहीं, उत्तराखंड किस वजह से जाना चाहिए, इसका नैरेटिव वी विल हैव टू डिसाइड, वी विल हैव टू। also, I think the culture of Uttarakhand is very delicate. Now, every state will say the culture is delicate. But देखिए, एक ढोल होता है और एक बांसुरी होती है. ढोल में पैर थिरकते हैं, बांसुरी में आंखें बंद हो जाती हैं. उत्तराखंड का कल्चर जो है बांसुरी का कल्चर है. आप जब कभी भी, जिसने भी उत्तराखंड विजिट किया है, अब कहीं भी आप रहे हों, आप दूर से आती हुई बांसुरी की आवाज सुन सकते हैं. शायद वो कोई विलेजर बजा रहा है, और अगर नहीं बजा रहा है तो प्रकृति बजा रही है. शायद आपको बांसुरी का भ्रम हो रहा है, लेकिन वो बांसुरी कोई आध्यात्मिक बांसुरी बज रही है, क्योंकि वो बांसुरी वहां के आबो हवा में जिंदा है, वो वहां एग्जिस्ट करती है, और उसके लिए एक डेलिकेट अप्रोच टुवर्ड्स टूरिज्म की भी आवश्यकता है. ये सिर्फ विजिटर अप्रोच से नहीं होगा. जो उत्तराखंड में पैर रखता है, जो कदम उत्तराखंड में पड़ता है, उसके अंदर एक रिस्पेक्ट और एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी हमको इंजेक्ट करनी होगी. That is required, that you are not only, you can't only blame the locals कि साहब उधर जो लकड़ी जल रही है, या वहां पर मुझे प्रदूषण दिखा, कि वहां मुझे चिप्स का पैकेट पड़ा हुआ दिखा, तो आपने उठाया कि नहीं उठाया, या आप सिर्फ कमेंट करके आ गए, या आप वहां पर एक आगंतुक थे, या वहां की आबो हवा के प्रति आपके मन में प्रेम था, रिस्पेक्ट था. ये भी इंस्टिल करने की आवश्यकता है. So we need to also make people responsible when they visit Uttarakhand. The culture protection, कई बार क्या होता है, जो पर्यटक होता है कई बार क्रूर हो जाता है, पर्यटन कई बार insensitive हो जाता है, वो सिर्फ सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट और सेल्फ एंजॉयमेंट तक ही सीमित रहता है. लेकिन हमें we'll have to sensitize even our tourists towards the land they are coming to. So these were a few suggestions I had. I think homestay की जो बात आई थी, उस पर भी मुझे लगता है homestay बहुत खूबसूरत चीज़ है, क्योंकि not only it is good for the economy, it's also good to bring our nation together, because we come to know about the culture of each other. हम एक दूसरे को के खान पान को, एक दूसरे के रहन सहन को जानने का हमको मौका मिलता है जब हम होम स्टे करते हैं. वो अलग ही बात होती है जब आप किसी घर में रहते हैं. वो घर में रैक कैसे है, वो घर में खिड़की में कहाँ से धूप आती है, वो आंगन की खटिया, वो उसका अपना एक जुड़ाव है. वो कल्चरल यूनिटी जो कंट्री को प्रोवाइड करता है, वो होम स्टे का एक और पक्ष है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम एमिनेंट पैनलिस्ट हु नो मोर अबाउट how economically it is going to impact the well-being of the state. So these were the few suggestions with the Honorable Chief Minister, and I rest my words here, and we can further discuss it whenever Primrose decides to organize such a wonderful gathering again.
Thank you so much, Prasoon. That was really insightful and so well put, and I'm sure these are suggestions that everybody will be taking on and working on.
प्रसून जी की वाणी तो हमेशा, ये पता नहीं देवभूमि का कमाल था, प्रसून जी की क्रिएटिविटी का कमाल था. प्रसून जी, मुझे नहीं मालूम आपको सुनाई दे रहा था कि नहीं, जब आप बोल रहे थे तो पीछे से टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से या आपकी वजह से पीछे से बांसुरी की आवाज ही आ रही थी.
वो अभी भी आ रही है,
लेकिन आपकी वाणी बिल्कुल क्लियर थी. It was, I do not know what made it happen, but trust me, there was a sound of a flute-like sound all along while you were speaking. But despite that, we were able to hear every word. Golden words. Thank you.
That was by design.
Oh, thank you so much.
I thought as much, and I WhatsApped Prima. I said, you know, this is not by default. We were trying to fix it technologically, and I knew he'll be doing something special. See, I told you.
Thank you so much, Prasoon, again. So at this point, I want to thank all our panelists, Dr. Maini, who unfortunately we haven't been able to patch on, Marie-Hélène, Manisha, Vipul, Mandeep, and of course, Prasoon. Our thanks to you for this very insightful and invigorating exchange of thoughts. So at this point in the proceedings, we usually take questions from the audience, questions and suggestions. We are running really short on time. So I'm going to instead request my colleague to place an email address in the chat. And please send your suggestions and questions to that email address, and we will send them on to the government or the panelists that you have, that you would.
If you all will see the chat box, you will see an email which my colleague has just posted. Please make a note of that email and All your suggestions are welcome. We will send them to the Honorable Secretary, to the Minister, to the Honorable Chief Minister's office, and we will also follow up on them as a responsible media house. So, some things have been said, some things could come to your mind subsequently. This is a forum which we want, like Prasoon ji said, हमें बहुत सारी नई चीजें साथ मिलके करनी है, सबको साथ जोड़ के. ये इसमें सीएम साहब और मंत्री जी और जावलकर जी का कोई जवाब नहीं है. ये लोग बहुत अच्छी तरह जानते हैं. इन लोगों ने हमें बुलाया, बोला आप लोग योगा फेस्टिवल करो. हम लोग सब कंधे से कंधा मिला के साथ इस प्रदेश को ऐसा बनाएंगे जो अभी इतना अच्छा है और भी अच्छा हो जाएगा.
It is now my privilege to invite the Honorable Shri Satpal Ji Maharaj, Minister of Tourism for Uttarakhand, to say a few words. Born in a small town named Kankhal in Haridwar district, Shri Satpal Ji Maharaj, the Tourism, Cultural and Irrigation Minister in the cabinet of the government of Uttarakhand, is a deeply spiritual human being. He is also a major social activist and has worked tirelessly to better the lives of the people in the remote mountainous areas of Uttarakhand, championing their cause and bringing non-profit clinics, employment opportunities and other important services into their lives. His commitment and contribution to the development of Uttarakhand are targeted to ensure the success of his mission to make Uttarakhand, Dev Bhumi, a paradise in the Indian subcontinent. I now invite Shri Satpal Ji Maharaj to address us.
Respected Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat ji, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, I would like from the outset to thank you all for making me a part of this official celebration of World Tourism Day in cooperation with the Times of India Group. Over the last 2 decades, the tourism industry in India has become one of the most important engines for economic and sustainable growth in many states in India. Tourism development is no longer a choice or a luxury. It is a necessity for economic development and creation of jobs. In addition, it is a tool for bridging the communication gaps and for disseminating the values of our culture and diversity. From the perspective, our government too recognizes the importance and capacity of the tourism sector to play a vital role in supporting our economy, and therefore in the state of Uttarakhand, the tourism industry receives great emphasis in our overall governing strategy and decisions. We are fortunate to have full support of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi for being a guiding force and our mentor towards the development of Uttarakhand. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude for Honorable Minister of Tourism Shri Prahlad Singh Patel for consistently supporting us in our journey towards revival and development of the state. The outburst of COVID-19 pandemic has brought one of the toughest times for the tourism sector. We are cognizant to the challenges faced by the tourism industry due to COVID-19 lockdown situation and sincerely pray that we come out of this at the earliest and get back the normal times again. Our government stands committed to extend full support to the tourism industry, and therefore we are working towards with our partners to take an unprecedented series of actions and measures to bring back the normalcy in the tourism industry. I would like to applaud the team spirit shown by our stakeholders in the state, which resulted in the development of a unified vision and a roadmap towards the revival. Some of the key decisions taken by our government in recent times are as below. All restrictions on tourist visiting have been removed, and now the visitors can seamlessly visit all places and destinations. Compensation to the workers directly associated with tourism sector amounting for rupees 25 crores on the state. Reimbursement of the interest incurred on the principal amount for the first trimester April to June on the loans taken under Veer Chandra Singh Gadwali Tourism Self-Employment Scheme and Deen Dayal Homestay Schemes. The annual increase in the utility bills for the hotels, restaurants and other roadside dhabas has been pegged at 9% instead of usual 15% this year. 1 year exemption on the renewal of permits for all types of commercial vehicles and on the road tax for 3 months. The facility of online registration for schemes like Veer Chandra Singh Gadwali, tourism, self-employment and homestay schemes. Now with the simple click, a resident can get registered under these schemes and avail 50% subsidy or up to 15 lakhs for the purchase of new buses. Similarly, under the homestay schemes, the subsidy of 33% or rupees 10 lakhs is offered for the hilly areas and 25% or rupees 7.5 lakhs in the plains. The post-pandemic travel behavior analysis has brought health and wellness and rural tourism into limelight, and we see a huge potential of these new segments of tourism in our state. We are working with the relevant partners to explore the opportunities and development the tourism-friendly ecosystem around these sectors. Following are the few examples of the initiative that we have taken in this regard. Creating conducive atmosphere of religious tourism in the state. We have already completed Bhagwati circuits. We are working on the circuits of like Shiva and Vaishnav circuit, Navagraha circuit, Nag Devta circuit, Goel Devta circuit, Ramayana and Mahabharat circuit, Vivekanand and Sakya Muni and Mahashu Devta circuits are on the full scale. Once completed, these new circuits will open new avenues of religious tourism in the state. Additionally, the Indian Railway is all set to lay a railway line from Rishikesh to Karnaprayag. Promotion of immunity booster cuisine and making Uttarakhand most favored state for the health tourism. Uttarakhand is a repository of polyherbs, spices that are known for its therapeutic use and used by the rishis and exponents of the Ayurveda for centuries. We are considering developing the state as a culinary tourism hub of the Himalayan immunity cuisine by combining the rich heritage of Kumaon and Gadwali cuisine. Counting on tribal and rural tourism, the return of the migrants has breathed fresh life into many ghost villages across our borders that are looking lively again as many have begun plowing their fields. In the post-pandemic, we see it as an opportunity to give boost to the rural tourism. We are in discussion with the center to lift the inner line permit in some areas of the hill state adjoining the border areas with an aim to develop areas for tribal tourism. We are making efforts to repopulate empty villages in border areas and have sanctioned rupees 10 crores for developing necessary infrastructure. In addition to above, we are also working to build a tourism-friendly infrastructure that allows tourists to explore the hilly terrain around the Char Dham of Uttarakhand, which is abundant with natural beauty and cultural heritage. As per suggestion given by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi under Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Grah Awas homestay policy, we are ensuring clean and affordable homestay facilities around Char Dham terrain, which can boost the employment opportunity for native people. We are also building the associate infrastructure and providing necessary financial aids for the development and maintenance of existing homestay facilities in the villages near Char Dham. I'm happy to share that we are now witnessing a gradual increase in the number of tourists coming to the state. I'm sure that the measures and opportunities enhance future optimism of the tourism industry of Uttarakhand. There is an opportunity for innovators, investors, entrepreneurs in the country and investors from abroad to take advantage of this by enhancing tourism experience we can offer. We have started our journey towards revival and strongly believe that the tourism industry cannot come back at its full strength unless all related parties make the concrete efforts. I'm sure that with the zeal and efforts, we will once again make Uttarakhand one of the most favored states for national and international tourists. Happy World Tourism Day. तो सबका सहयोग मिलेगा तो निश्चित रूप में माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में हम लोग फिर से रिवाइव करेंगे। हो गई है पीर पर्वत सी पिघलनी चाहिए, इस उत्तराखंड से कोई गंगा निकलनी चाहिए। मेरे सीने में ना सही तो तेरे सीने में ही सही, कहीं भी आग लेकिन आग जलनी चाहिए। सिर्फ हंगामा करना मेरा मकसद नहीं, मेरी ये कोशिश है, ये सूरत बदलनी चाहिए, उत्तराखंड की सूरत बदलनी चाहिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Shri Satpal Ji Maharaj, for all those details that are sure to boost responsible tourism to the beautiful state of Uttarakhand. Again, so beautifully put. I now call upon Prasoon to speak about our esteemed chief guest for the day, Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Shri Trivendra Singh Rawat Ji, in his own inimitable way, and to invite him to address us all.
विश्व पर्यटन दिवस पर मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री जी श्री रावत जी का मैं बहुत बहुत स्वागत करता हूं। त्रिवेंद्र जी मन से ही बहुत संवेदनशील हैं। मैं उनके साथ जब भी समय बिताता हूं, उनके मन में उनके जीवन के प्रति एक काव्य दृष्टि उनके अंदर है और ये संवेदनशीलता उत्तराखंड से ही उन्हें मिली है और उनकी धमनियों में प्रवाहित होती है और उनके द्वारा उठाए गए हर कदम में परिलक्षित होती है, उनकी हर नीति में परिलक्षित होती है। ये संवेदनशीलता, उत्तराखंड के प्रति प्रेम और सम्मान उनके द्वारा बनाई गई योजनाओं में भी परिलक्षित होता है। और जब आज हम पर्यटन की बात करते हैं और हम ये जानते हैं कि पर्यटन उत्तराखंड की अर्थव्यवस्था में वहाँ के जीवन के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण स्थान रखता है, चाहे वो ऋषिकेश और हरिद्वार हो या अनगिनत मंदिर हो जिनके बारे में शायद लोग अभी जानते ही नहीं, उन सब का जिक्र जब आता है तो एक उत्तराखंड का जिक्र आता है और उत्तराखंड की अर्थव्यवस्था का जुड़ाव उसके साथ पता लगता है, जो कि श्री रावत जी के नेतृत्व में हमने देखा है कि उसकी जो जितनी उसको स्थान मिलना चाहिए वो लगातार उसके लिए प्रयास करते रहते हैं। और मैं गौरवान्वित महसूस करता हूं कि उत्तराखंड से मैं हूं और आपको आमंत्रित करने का मुझे सौभाग्य मिला है। तो ज़्यादा समय ना लेते हुए मैं श्री रावत जी से आग्रह करूंगा कि कुछ आशीष वचन कहें और कुछ मार्गदर्शन करें।
धन्यवाद प्रसून जी। आज अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पर्यटन दिवस पर मैं सबसे पहले तो आप सबको बहुत बधाई देता हूं। आज बिटिया दिवस भी है, बेटियों का भी दिन है
जी।
तो सभी को बिटिया दिवस पर भी बहुत शुभकामनाएं हैं। मनीषा जी ने बहुत अच्छी बात बताई कि महिलाएं भी आज इस दिशा में रुचि ले रही हैं, उनकी सहभागिता बढ़ी है। ये मैं समझता हूँ कि एक बहुत अच्छा सगुन है, बहुत अच्छी शुरुआत है और हम ये चाहते हैं कि वो बराबरी से आगे बढ़ें। आज मैं ऐसी भी कामना करता हूँ। इस अवसर पर हमारे मध्य हमारे पर्यटन मंत्री आदरणीय श्री सतपाल जी महाराज, हमारे टाइम्स ग्रुप, और आज मुझे महसूस हुआ कि धनुष केवल दक्षिण में ही नहीं है, उत्तर में भी है, उत्तराखंड में भी है। धनुष वीर सिंह जी, यहाँ पांडवों का अर्जुन का धनुष है, उधर रजनीकांत जी का धनुष है। तो ये हमारे लिए खुशी की बात है। प्रसून जी हमारे बहुत ही, देखिए कवि तो वही हो सकता है जो संवेदनशील होता है, क्योंकि कविताएं हृदय से निकलती हैं। और प्रसून जी के बारे में मैं समझता हूँ कि बताने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। बहुत उन्होंने पहाड़ का कष्ट, पहाड़ की पगडंडियाँ सब नापी हुई हैं बचपन में। और अच्छी बात यह है कि उनको गढ़वाल और कुमाऊं, जो हमारे 2 रीजन हैं, 2 कमिश्नरी हैं, दोनों में उनको अपना बचपन का जो जीवन होता है और जो बड़ा संघर्षशील होता है पहाड़ों में। उस समय जब प्रसून जी ने पढ़ाई की होगी तो तब तो कई कई किलोमीटर पैदल चलकर चढ़ाई चढ़कर हम लोग स्कूलों में जाया करते थे। आज तो बहुत अच्छी सुविधाएं हो गई हैं। लगभग 98% गाँवों तक आज गाड़ियां चल रही हैं। पानी गाँव में पहुंच गया है, हर गांव में बिजली और हर घर में बिजली पहुंच चुकी है। लेकिन वो समय जब था वो बिल्कुल भिन्न था। इसलिए जो प्रसून जी ने जो बात उठाई कि संवेदनशील पर्यटन, मेरे ख्याल से संवेदनाएं ऐसे में ही जगती हैं। और उन्होंने बहुत ही, मैं कहता हूँ कि एक बहुत ही सुंदर शब्द दिया है वास्तव में, जिसकी बहुत बड़ी आवश्यकता है। और उत्तराखंड राज्य की और यहाँ के राज्यवासियों की सदैव से ये हमारी खासियत रही है कि अतिथि संस्कार, अतिथि देवो भव, और शायद इसीलिए उत्तराखंड ये देवभूमि के रूप में भी जाना जाता है, पहचाना जाता है। उत्तराखंड में पर्यटन बहुत तेजी से बढ़ा है, चाहे धार्मिक पर्यटन हो या अन्य तरह का पर्यटन हो। यहाँ पर बहुत तेजी से उभरा है। ये कोविड के कारण निश्चित रूप से उससे परेशानी हुई है और ये दुनिया में हुई है। हम सब लोग जानते हैं कि इसमें जो गिरावट आई है 57 से और 78% तक की गिरावट आज पर्यटन व्यवसाय में आई है। लेकिन ये समय निकल जाएगा। ये बहुत लंबे समय तक ये कोविड असर डालेगा ऐसा नहीं लगता है। कुछ साल रहेगा, उसके बाद फिर वही रौनक लौट कर आएगी। मैं तमाम जो यहाँ पर हमारे विद्वान साथी बैठे हुए हैं, हमने उत्तराखंड में कुछ नई तरह से हमने कुछ नए डेस्टिनेशन डेवलप करने की कोशिश की। 13 डिस्ट्रिक्ट 13 न्यू डेस्टिनेशन, वो थीम बेस्ड डेस्टिनेशन है। कुछ पानी पर आधारित हैं, नदियों पर आधारित हैं, कुछ हमारे पहाड़ों में, कुछ योगा पर आधारित हैं, कुछ जो हमारी, जैसे महाराज जी ने कहा कि हेल्थ पर आधारित हैं। और एक हमने यहाँ पर ट्यूलिप गार्डन पिथौरागढ़ में हमारा बन रहा है, उसकी शुरुआत हो गई। वो 2 पार्ट में बन रहा है, पिथौरागढ़ प्रॉपर और मुंशियारी में, और बहुत पसंद भी किया गया है। और एकदम एक तरफ ट्यूलिप दिखते हैं, एक सामने हिमालय, बर्फ से ढका हुआ हिमालय दिखाई देता है। ऐसा लगता है बर्फ के बीच में से ट्यूलिप के फूल जो हैं वो उग्र हैं, ऐसा उसमें दिखाई दे रहा है। तो हमने अनेक एंगल पर हम लोगों ने इस दौरान इन 2.5-3 सालों में कोशिश की कि जो भी पर्यटन के विविध आयाम हैं उन सब आयामों पर आगे बढ़ा जाए, ये हमने प्रयास किया है। यही नहीं कि 12 महीने का पर्यटन कैसे हो। उत्तराखंड अभी 6 महीने के पर्यटन के लिए जाना जाता है, और 6 महीने में भी लगभग 2 महीना 1.5 महीना बरसात के दिनों में वो काफ़ी कम हो जाता है, क्योंकि भारी बरसात के कारण पर्यटक कम निकलता है उत्तराखंड की ओर। तो हमारी कोशिश है कि 12 महीने का पर्यटन ये उत्तराखंड में कैसे हो सकता है। इस बार हमने एक प्रयोग किया बरसात के दिनों में। आजकल राफ्ट यहाँ पर शुरू हुई है, आज से ही कल से शुरू हुई हैं, कयाकिंग शुरू हुई है। लेकिन ये हमारी अभी तक 2-3 नदियों में ही ये सब कुछ होता था। अब हमने इस बार कोशिश की कि बरसात के दिनों में क्या राफ्टिंग हो सकती है, कयाकिंग हो सकती है। तो पूर्वी नयार है, महाराज जी के क्षेत्र में है, हमारे जो मंत्री जी इन्हीं के क्षेत्र में है। वहाँ पर इस बार हमने बरसात में कयाकिंग और राफ्टिंग की परीक्षण किया, तो बहुत सफल रहा। एकदम गादली नदी में, और बहुत ही रोमांचक ये रहा है। और जो हमारे कयाकिंग के जो शौकीन हैं उन्होंने वहाँ पर उसके डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन दिए, बहुत अच्छे हुए हैं। अभी हमारा कल से वहाँ पर पैराग्लाइडिंग का चल रहा है और हमारी कोशिश है कि नवंबर के महीने में हम एक अपने राष्ट्रीय स्तर का पैराग्लाइडिंग का एक वहाँ पर बढ़िया आयोजन वहाँ पर करें। देश के जो ग्लाइडर हैं वो वहाँ पर आएँ और अपनी प्रतिभा का वहाँ पर प्रदर्शन करें। होम स्टे को हमने बहुत बढ़ावा दिया है। मैं एक बार फिर बधाई दूंगा मनीषा जी को। और मनीषा जी, जब मैं अल्मोड़ा आऊँ तो जरूर मिलने के लिए आइएगा आप, या कभी देहरादून आप आएँ तो देहरादून में जरूर मिलिए। मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि बेटियाँ हमारी इस काम को संभाल रही हैं। मेरी बेटी का भी शौक है इसमें, इसलिए मुझे ज़्यादा अच्छा लग रहा है। लेकिन जो होम स्टे हमारे हैं, होम स्टे हमारे बहुत सफल हो रहे हैं। एक जगह है खिरसू, अल्मोड़ा में तो बहुत होम स्टे हैं। अल्मोड़ा रानीखेत, यानी अल्मोड़ा डिस्ट्रिक्ट से मेरा मतलब है। और जो कैलाश मानसरोवर का रूट है वहाँ पर भी हमारे होम स्टे अच्छे डेवलप हुए हैं। और इधर गढ़वाल में गोट विलेज करके बड़े अच्छे होम स्टे बहुत आकर्षण का केंद्र बने हैं। ऐसे ही अभी एक नया होम स्टे जिसको महिला समूह चला रहा है, एक खिरसू एक बहुत खूबसूरत जगह है पौड़ी जिले में, और वहाँ से सामने हिमालय दिखाई देता है। और खिरसू में चारों तरफ बांज का जंगल है, बहुत ही खूबसूरत स्थान है। वहाँ पर बासा करके, बासा गढ़वाली में और कुमाऊनी में शाम को कहते हैं। बासा यानी रात्रि विश्राम जहाँ करना है उसको बासा बोलते हैं। तो वहाँ पर बासा के नाम से तो महिला समूह चला रहा है और वो महिलाएं बहुत प्रसन्न है वहाँ पर। और जो लोग वहाँ पर जाते हैं, आप आश्चर्य करेंगे, इस कोविड काल में भी वहाँ पर एडवांस बुकिंग चलती है। अगर एडवांस बुकिंग नहीं है तो आपको वहाँ पर जगह नहीं मिलेगी। उससे प्रोत्साहित होकर के हम कुछ और भी इस तरह के होम स्टे हम डेवलप कर रहे हैं। और जो मनीषा जी ने जो बात कही कि पर्यावरण, कि उससे लोग पर्यावरण भी सीख रहे हैं, और उससे पर्यावरण संरक्षण के लिए जो उन्होंने बात कही बहुत अच्छा ज्वलंत इश्यू है। और मैं समझता हूँ कि सरकार ने ऐसे 5000 होम स्टे बनाने का हमने तय किया था, लेकिन ये बीच का समय ऐसा निकला, लगभग 2200 से अधिक होम स्टे हमारे राज्य में अभी तक रजिस्टर हुए हैं। तो हमारी कोशिश थी कि इन 5 सालों में हम कम से कम ऐसे 5000 होम स्टे हम लोग बनाएं। यहाँ पर उत्तराखंड में अभी जो हमारे बड़े होटल्स हैं, ताज ग्रुप है, वो हमारे यहाँ आए हैं। हयात यहाँ पर उनका होटल बनकर तैयार है। ताज अभी 2 और बनाने के उनका तैयारी हो रही है। सूरी ग्रुप है, ललित सूरी ग्रुप और अन्य ग्रुप भी यहाँ पर इस तरह के होटल रिजॉर्ट बनाना यहाँ पर चाहते हैं। लेकिन अभी ये बाधा है, मैंने कहा जैसे ये बाधा निश्चित रूप से दूर होगी और आगे चल करके ये यहाँ पर और अच्छे डेवलप होंगे। लेकिन हमारी कोशिश है कि हम होम स्टे को और अधिक बढ़ावा देना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि उसमें रोजगार की जो संभावना है, अधिक लोगों को रोजगार मिले, ये भी हमारी कोशिश है। लोगों को घर का एहसास हो। सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है कि वो बताया ना परसों जी ने कि पेड़ के नीचे निवाड़ की चारपाई है, उस पर बैठकर जो आनंद है, जो बाहर की हवा, जो प्राकृतिक जो आनंद है हवा का, आबो हवा का, उसको हम वहाँ पर ले सकते हैं। बाहर का जो यहाँ की खूबसूरती है, जो यहाँ की प्रकृति में है, उसको प्राकृतिक खूबसूरती का भी हम सब लोग आनंद ले सकते हैं। देखिए उत्तराखंड में सब कुछ है। आप देखिए कि 12 महीने हिमालय से ढकी हुई पहाड़ियाँ यहाँ पर हैं। 12 महीने बर्फ यहाँ पर, आप बर्फीली पहाड़ियाँ यहाँ पर उपलब्ध हैं। देश में 16 तरह की क्लाइमेटिक जोन्स हैं, 16 तरह की भारत में। और 16 में से अगर रेगिस्तान को छोड़ दिया जाए, समुद्र को छोड़ दिया जाए, तो 2 क्लाइमेट्स को छोड़ करके 14 तरह की क्लाइमेट यहाँ पर है। यहाँ की जो जैव विविधता है, यहाँ पर जैव विविधता में अगर भारत में 1250 किस्म की जैव विविधता है, तो 700 किस्म की यहाँ पर उत्तराखंड में उपलब्ध है। यहाँ पर हमारे पास टाइगर भी हैं और हमारे पास स्नो लेपर्ड भी हैं, हमारे पास हाथी भी हैं, और तमाम तरह के जो जीव जंतु हैं वो यहाँ पर जिस तरह की विविधता यहाँ पर मिलती है। फूलों की घाटी भी यहाँ पर है। अभी हमने एक निर्णय उत्तरकाशी के हरसिल में लिया है स्नो लेपर्ड पार्क का, और हमारी कोशिश है कि देश के लोग और दुनिया के लोग वहाँ पर आएँ। जैसे टाइगर देखने के लिए लोग जिम कॉर्बेट में जाते हैं, ऐसे लोग स्नो लेपर्ड के लिए वहाँ पर देखने के लिए जाएं, और हमारी कोशिश है कि बहुत जल्दी हम उसको बनाकर हम उसको तैयार करेंगे। तो मैंने कहा कि हम हर तरह का जो पर्यटन है, हमने एडवेंचर टूरिज्म पर, उसके लिए हमने अलग से निर्णय लिया है कि हम एडवेंचर को हम प्रोत्साहित करेंगे, क्योंकि ये माना जा रहा है पर्यटनविदों के द्वारा कि फ्यूचर में जो पर्यटन के आयाम जो बहुत तेजी से बढ़ेगा वो एडवेंचर है। एडवेंचर की ओर दुनिया जाना चाहती है, तो उस पर भी हम लोगों ने एक अलग से सेपरेट विंग हमने बनाया है, वो अपना काम उसने शुरू किया है, और फ्यूचर में हम उस दिशा में निश्चित रूप से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। अभी जो हमारे यहाँ सीमांत क्षेत्र है, जैसे हमारा नेलांग वैली है, बड़ा होती वैली है, लोथल वैली है, ये सामरिक दृष्टि से बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। ये एक तरह से पास है हमारे चाइना की तरफ, बॉर्डर की तरफ जो मिलते हैं, वहाँ पर भी हम लोग प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि वहाँ पर भी हमारा टूरिस्ट जाए। लद्दाख की ओर टूरिस्ट जाता है, वो 2-4 बार वहाँ जाने के बाद वो नई चीज़ ढूंढता है, लेकिन उसके पास कोई विकल्प नहीं है। और हम इस दिशा में भी हम लोग आगे बढ़ रहे हैं कि ये जो सीमांत का या जो हिमालयी रेगिस्तान है जिसको कहना चाहिए, उस रेगिस्तान की ओर भी हम पर्यटकों को लाना चाहते हैं। एक चीज़ में हमको आपकी सपोर्ट चाहिए, बहुत बड़ी सपोर्ट चाहिए कि जो 6 महीने का टूरिज्म है, इसको हम 12 महीने कैसे बनाएं। यूरोपियन देशों में मुझे जैसी जानकारी मिली है कि वो लोग माइग्रेट करते हैं और बहुत खर्चीला उनका माइग्रेशन होता है, क्योंकि महंगे देश हैं, वहाँ पर तमाम तरह की हमसे कई ज़्यादा महंगाई है, ठंडा भी बहुत ज़्यादा होता है। वो क्या सर्दियों में हमारी कोशिश है कि उनको हम सर्दियों में उत्तराखंड लाएं। यहाँ पर सर्दियों में जब हम मैदानी भागों में जाते, देहरादून से जब हम हरिद्वार और बरेली और इधर यूपी की तरफ निकलते हैं, दिल्ली की तरफ निकलते हैं, सर्दियों में कोहरा रहता है, फॉग रहती है, बाहर हफ्ते 10 दिन 15 दिन 20 दिन और कई बार 1-1 महीने तक धूप के दर्शन नहीं होते हैं। और उत्तराखंड में धूप खिलखिलाती हुई रहती है। अगर हम 1000-1500 फुट 1200 फीट की ऊंचाई पर जाएं तो यहाँ इतना खूबसूरत माहौल होता है, इतनी खूबसूरती होती है कि गुनगुनी सर्दी होती है, ये हम कह सकते हैं। तो हम उस गुनगुनी सर्दी का आनंद लेने पर्यटकों को यहाँ पर लाना चाहते हैं। सर्दियों में उनका जो खर्चा यूरोपियन देशों में होता है, अगर वो उत्तराखंड में आते हैं तो 40-50% में ही उनका काम चल जाएगा। सस्ता भी होगा, उनको यहाँ पर खुले जो धूप है उसका भी वो आनंद ले सकते हैं, प्रकृति का जो सुख है उस सुख का भी आनंद ले सकते हैं। उस दिशा में हम लोग प्रयास कर रहे हैं। मुझे विश्वास है कि आज जो हम लोग यहाँ पर आज बैठे हैं और ये जो बहुत अच्छे विचार यहाँ पर तमाम जो लोग इस फील्ड में काम कर रहे हैं, मैं क्योंकि नाम काफ़ी नाम लेने की इच्छा हो रही है लेकिन समय का भी अभाव है, लेकिन सभी को मैं इसमें समाहित करते हुए मुझे विश्वास है कि आज जब विश्व पर्यटन दिवस पर आप सब लोगों ने अपनी भावनाएं यहाँ पर प्रकट की, चाहे प्रसून जी हों, विपुल जी ने होम स्टे के बारे में चर्चा की है, मनदीप सिंह जी ने ऑर्गेनिक उत्तराखंड के बारे में बातचीत किया है, मैनी जी तो बोल नहीं पाए टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम के कारण, और जो हमारी मेलन बार्ड हैं उन्होंने ऋषिकेश में जिन्होंने अपना घर बनाया है ऋषिकेश में, उन्होंने भी अपनी बात यहाँ पर कही और स्टोरी ड्राइवन ब्रांड उन्होंने बात यहाँ पर की है। आप सबके विचार हमारे लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है। हम आगे चल कर के जब अपने पर्यटन पर आगे चल कर के विचार करेंगे तो इन विचारों को हम समाहित करेंगे। यहाँ पर महाराज जी ने बता दिया कि हेली सर्विस हो, रेल सर्विस हो, ऑल उधर रोड हो, तमाम तरह के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल बहुत अच्छी सुविधाएं यहाँ पर विकसित हो रही हैं, तो उन सब का लाभ सबको मिले, ऐसी मेरी कामना है। एक बार फिर आप सबको आज विश्व पर्यटन दिवस पर मेरी ओर से बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, और टाइम्स ग्रुप को जिन्होंने सारा आयोजन किया उनको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत आपका धन्यवाद आपका पीएम साहब। मैं फिर से 2 मिनट के लिए हमारे प्रेसिडेंट साहब को आमंत्रित करता हूं कि आपका खुद वो पर्सनली धन्यवाद करें। पार्था सर हमारे प्रेसिडेंट।
Thank you, the Honorable Chief Minister, Sir Trivendra Singh ji. You actually showed us a very interesting way to look at Uttarakhand. Though all of us love Uttarakhand, but there are always more and more interesting things to look at. I sincerely thank you for joining this, and we hope we can keep on working together to make Uttarakhand the most coveted destination of this country, not only this country, but of the world. Because I personally believe that Uttarakhand is world class. Thank you, Satpalji Maharaj. Thank you, Mr. Dilip Javalkar, and thank you all the panelists for spending your time with us. And I think if we work together, as one of the panelists said, that if we work together, I think we can make a really interesting, destination for Uttarakhand, and we are all really confident about it. Thank you very, very much.
Dhanyavad, Sri Trivendra Singh Rawat ji. It is, as we come to the end of this roundtable conference, it is my privilege to offer a vote of thanks. Thank you once again to our chief guest for today, Sri Trivendra Singh Rawat ji, for joining us and for his valuable insights. Thank you also to our guest of honor, Sri Satpal ji Maharaj, and to Sri Dilip Javalkar ji, our special guest, for the details and information they have shared with all of us today. My thanks to our esteemed panelists, Manisha Pandey, Dr. Shivam Maini, Mary Ellen Ward, Vipul Prakash, Mandeep Singh Soin, and Prasoon Joshi. And finally, thanks to all of you who have logged in today to join us today on World Tourism Day to celebrate Uttarakhand and support the state in its endeavor to showcase its attractions, protect and promote its culture and heritage, and make it truly a heaven on earth. A recording of this roundtable conference will be available as a Facebook premiere on the Lonely Planet Magazine India Facebook account at 4:30 p.m. today. Please do share this information so that this interesting discussion is disseminated widely. Thank you once again, and namaste.